Commence primary ignition.
Hey there, friends, fans, and collectors. Today we're taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Art Commander Colt. Let's get going.
It's a dangerous assignment, but I want you two up on the bridge in sniper positions.
Welcome to another episode of Binary Sunset Review. We're taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Clone Art Commander Colt. Now this was the second out of 3 of the very minimal 20th anniversary Clone Wars figures that we saw. Now these came with this amazing little stamp up here in the upper corner of the package. They also were all Walmart exclusives. This is a repack and a different tool of the Art Commander that we saw previously, and it is the first time we're seeing Colt on a Vintage Collection figure line. This is a repack and a different tool of the Art Commander that we saw previously, and it is the first time we're seeing Colt on a Vintage Collection figure line. So it's really nice to get an updated model with these new builds of legendary figures that are historic for us collectors and fans. Here we have the front of the packaging for our Art Commander Colt. We have the great image of him arriving on Kamino. We have a great image taken directly from the Clone Wars show of him giving out orders of the defense of Kamino there. We have the Kenner logo on the bottom corner there. We have the Clone Wars in between the Star Wars silver piping. Looks excellent. We have a nice bubble seeing his face there, the new redesigned face, his helmet with its unique paint scheme, all of the weapons that come with his arsenal, and of course up in the corner we have the Clone Wars 20th anniversary logo there. Man, what a cool looking logo it is there. Alright, let's flip around and see the back. Here we have the back of the packaging. We have everything that came in this and the last lineup, including Admiral Piet, Hunter, Cassian Andor from the mission, the Phase 2 Clone Trooper, as well as the Scout, that Speeder Bike, and Starkiller. Now these exclusives are lumped right on in the middle of the main line of 2 different releases, and up in the corner we can see his VC number is 276. It's great to think because this figure originally debuted in his Clone Wars version 10 years ago with the launch of the Vintage Collection. So it's nice to see that be full circle here, approaching its 300th number, 10 years down the road, 13 years down the road. We get the Vintage Collection logo in the center there, a bunch of legalese, Disney and Hasbro logo of course, and the Star Wars silver piping around the advertised figures. Here we have our first impressions for our Art Commander Colt, and first impressions just have to be how nice this figure looks after waiting 10 years for this figure to be on the Vintage Collection. Now, the premiere of this figure was Season 3, Episode 2, like I mentioned before, and he did meet his end in this episode, I believe, also. I think the whole ARC team did. This figure came out the same year the Vintage Collection debuted, and it was really, I was hoping, and this was the same time when they had a bunch of different competing toy lines. Hasbro had a bunch of different competing toy lines at the time, and I remember just hoping and wishing and really wanting to see some of these Clone Wars figures in the Vintage Collection line, because even then it was like the top of the line for the figures. And it's just shocking to say that it's been 13 years since then, and we're just now luckily getting our Colt figure. What a great celebration of this 20 years anniversary of the Clone Wars. The painting and the detailing is just really what I was looking forward to. Is just exquisite. It really does match up to the original design that we saw both on television and back for the Clone Wars line. Now we have a very uniquely painted helmet, we have a uniquely painted comma, and we have the just regular assortment that we've seen with the rest of these ARC Troopers, but it just means so much more with these legendary figures. Here we have a close-up of our 2 Walmart exclusives. These are 2 out of the 3 that we're going to get this summer, celebrating the Clone Wars 20th anniversary. These molds of the ARC Troopers are fabulous. We've been seeing some great variation in colors and paint difference, but the real change in these figures has to be the facial design. Now, of course, for Havoc, we had his nice little goatee, but finally for Colt, we have a shaved head, nice scaled trooper that really could give us a good base for the clone Captain Rex that we've been asking for a long time now. But these faces are different. Now, previously in the other models of figures, they all had the same face underneath, It's nice to see some of this variation for some of the clone commanders from Legacy and from Legends that we know and love. Over the past 2 years, we have seen about 3 new ARC troopers on the same model with different paint, different design, different characters, but we've seen about 3 new ARC troopers each year. So we actually really we're going to be total by the end of this year having 9 different ARC troopers. It's really great that we're seeing such variation, and I love, especially now, we're going into some legendary figures that really don't have a Vintage Collection update, but are overdue for a nice new model. Here we have the side-by-side comparison to the previous, more stylized Clone Wars figure that we had back in 2010. Now, 13 years ago it's a long enough time to wait for an updated Vintage Collection model. I'm so glad we got it. But this figure on our right here I thought it was an exclusive previously. I looked up our history. It is not an exclusive. It was on the main line back in 2010 with the Clone Wars figures, back when the Clone Wars show was really, really poppin'. But this figure itself is pretty hard to find. It had 13 points of articulation, pretty decently good, but you can really see the difference between the stylized and the more realism that we get from the Vintage Collection here on the left. It's wonderful to have this update. I especially like that we kept all the exact same painting details that was seen in the original figure and seen on the original show back 13 years ago. Alright, let's talk some articulation for our Clone Commander Colt. Now, this guy comes with 17 joints, starting from the neck down. We've got a ball-jointed neck, a ball-jointed lower neck. We have 2 joints in the neck so we can inflect a little bit more. There are 2 ball-jointed shoulders, 2 ball-jointed elbows, 2 ball-jointed wrists, 1 ball-jointed upper body, which gives us these nice hips, 2 ball-jointed hips, 2 swivel thighs, 2 ball-jointed knees, and 2 ball-jointed ankles. All in all, great articulation, all that we've been expecting from the Vintage Collection upheld with this figure. Our Commander Colt comes with 7 accessories. The helmet includes a rangefinder, which can be moved down and taken off. He comes with a blaster rifle, his DC-15 blaster rifle, the DC-15S carbine blaster, 2 small DC-17 blasters. His chest armor comes with the attached backpack, and this is great because we no longer have the circle in the back of the figure, the little peg in the back of the figure. And he also comes with his comma. Now, the comma is movable around. It doesn't come like fully removable, I don't believe, but it is a nice added accessory. It's great that with these figures we get the whole armament the Republic can offer, and it's nice that all of these weapons fit on their back. It's great that we're getting some Vintage Collection updates to legendary characters and figures that we haven't seen for quite a while. Certainly a lot of pros for this figure. It's a model that we're seeing reprinted and repainted with a bunch of different character designs. We did get a unique head sculpt for this figure. This does preempt a very easy transfer to do a clone Captain Rex Vintage Collection model like we've been asking for. I was pleasantly surprised when this one got delivered to me because I got it shipped in the Hasbro box that they got it shipped with the code word. So this even says boardroom. As we all know, these have code words that us collectors track down months beforehand, and we don't know what the actual figures are until the reveal. This one was boardroom, which is kind of cute, but I got this packaged with another one in the box with bubble. It was the best packaging I've ever seen. So this is the box they sent to Hasbro sent Walmart. So very neat, very cool. There are 8 pieces in this box, so not every collector is lucky enough to be shipped with the box, but it's really nice to see that arrive for myself and the fact that other people might be getting their delivery in the Hasbro box itself. It's really nice to see that other people might be getting the care in their delivery that Hasbro sends to Walmart. The only con I can think of for this figure has to be the timeline, so it's a damn shame we weren't able to celebrate these figures actually in line with the anniversary, and it's also a damn shame that we only got to celebrate with these 3 figures specifically, only 2 of which are in our hands at this time. Thanks for watching another episode of Binary Sunset Review. As always, I've been Mike. Your likes and your views are greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this figure, this set of exclusives, the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars in general, and just genuinely how you think the vintage collection is cooking out to be. I hope you're enjoying your summer out there. Stay hydrated, get some sun, stay safe, stay sane, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.